Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Julian and G.K podcast. Once again, I'm joined by, my name is Julian, I'm joined by my co-host, actor, comedian, and the man who is definitely Blem for real, G.K. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Red?
Yes, see, that's a much better Jamaican accent than Drake. That actually sounds authentic. Not like Tay Diggs and not like the Denzel in the movie that I still haven't watched yet, where he said he has the worst Jamaican accent ever.
Hey, what are you waiting on, man? I'm telling you, man. It's out there and it's real.
I don't know. I gotta look it up. I forgot the name. Like what's the name of the movie? Remind the people.
The Mighty Quinn.
The Mighty Quinn. All right. I'm gonna look it up because I still don't believe that anyone's ever had a worse Jamaican accent than Tay Diggs. But if you say it's so, I believe you. So I gotta check it out.
Well, there is one that's worse, but it's intentionally bad.
Which one is that?
You ever seen You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Oh, of course. I literally was just watching that last Saturday. It was on like Stars or something.
Yo, it is top 10 one of my favorite movies of if you're flicking through channels and it's on, you're just going to watch. Commercials or not.
Yes.
Maybe it's the New Yorker in me, I don't know. And maybe just because I think Adam Sandler is just an underrated actor. He doesn't always make great movies.
Yeah.
He knows that because he basically has his own production company and just makes a bunch of movies with his friends.
Yeah.
But his actual acting and his actual performances,
yeah,
he's actually pretty good. And that accent is hilarious. His accent is hilarious. But the worst accent, it's a cameo, but Chris Rock is a Jamaican cab driver. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I forgot about that part because the part that I was up to was when he first gets hired by the salon and then starts having sex with the old women for business. So I forgot about that part, but I gotta look that up.
Disco, yeah. Anyway, it's so true to New York and not at the same time.
Yes.
So yeah, that's an underrated Jamaican alpha recommendation. You're welcome.
Exactly.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
Don't mess with the Zohan. There we go. First recommendation of the week. So it is Wrestlemania week officially. So we gotta to run through this card, I guess, real quick. Before we get into the WrestleMania 33 card, we could talk about, NXT is having a show on Saturday night. And also we got the Hall of Fame on Friday night. So first of all, what are your thoughts on the Hall of Fame? This Hall of Fame class is going in. We got Kurt Angle, Rock and Roll Express, Beth Phoenix, DDP, Ravishing Rick Rude, Teddy Long. So what do you think about this class?
Well, everything else is kind of self-explanatory, but I'm really, really interested in seeing Rock and Roll Express being inducted by the one and only Jim Cornette.
Yeah, that should be really good.
Will he go full Cornette, or will he have some WWE provisions on it? That's what I want. That's going to be the must-see.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see if he is still has an axe to grind and decides to use a platform to kind of air whatever grievances he might have, or just just be crazy Cornette in general, or if he's going to be respectful for the Rock and Roll Express. Because I know he did an interview the other day and he admitted, he said that he said he never thought he'd be back in the WWE. He said, I'll come back if they induct the Rock and Roll the Rock and Roll Express, because he said that would never happen, and it did. So he said the WWE proved him wrong. So when they invited him to come back, he had to come back, because he said that they pretty much shut him up by inducting the Rock and Roll the Rock and Roll Express when he said that they never would.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. So we have that. And any other thoughts with the Hall of Fame, like Kurt Angle, anybody like that you're really looking forward to seeing?
Well, I'm interested in seeing. I think the induction of Ravishing Rick Rude is way overdue.
Yeah, definitely.
I really didn't want the last of Rick Rude's legacy to be that whack dude from that underground freestyle battle show, Fight Club. God.
Yes, please remind the people of that story, like if they're not aware of it, of the legendary line.
Oh my lord! All right, yeah. So yeah, before YouTube, I think MTV2 was as notable as it got.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before, it was like, if you had a camera phone, it was a flip phone. But so they used to film this show called Fight Club with a K, where it would just be freestyle battle rappers doing underground acapella battling against each other.
Yeah.
And you know me, or us, we always get mad hype whenever there's a wrestling reference in it.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, because I'm telling you, man, the swag of a lot of what some hip hop is based on. Wrestling had, you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
From the swag, the money, the girl. I mean, come on, Ric Flair, Nick Bockwinkel.
Yep.
I mean, like, it's no surprise to me that these guys get shouted out by rappers all the time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, this dude was in the battle, and like he was kind of losing on points. Really need to come up with the hot punchline, like the really hot punchline. He really had to dig deep to not only get back in the race, but to really solidify his name as a battle rapper. You know what I mean? And really get himself out there.
Yeah.
So he said something like, yeah, you better not set the pick, and you better not switch. I'm the 2006 Rick Rude, bitch. Can you smell the arrogance? Wow, what? Come on, son.
And of course, I was completely wrong because he confused Rick Rude with Rick Martel.
No, son. Yeah, and it didn't even rhyme. Come on, son.
Yeah, exactly. He let us all down with that wrestling reference. I rely on Pusha T for my good wrestling references. He's always good for a good wrestling shout out or a Ric Flair ad lib.
I know. Again, when wrestling fandom goes wrong.
Exactly.
I can't even tell you to look it up because I don't even know that dude's name.
Yeah, it'll probably be like if you're at home, just YouTube Fight Club with a K and see if it comes up. And if we're finally going to get the Instagram page on and popping this week because my beautiful wife Jen has volunteered to do that for us. So once we get that up, I'll try to find a link and post it on there.
Yep, and we finally got through the red tape, you know what I mean? Like O.J. Simpson's team, our team was right below theirs, and we finally got through. We finally beat the man, and we're finally on YouTube.
Yes, we finally got through. We're on YouTube now, so definitely go check us out. Just the channel is Julian and G.K. No periods because I was being lazy when I invented it. So just Julian and G.K. and it'll bring up all the podcasts. I'm in the process of loading up the backlog, but we got the most recent episode, and we'll put this episode on there so you guys can check it out on YouTube because that's what all kids do nowadays.
That's right. And now we have to talk about what everybody has been talking about, right? That's right. It's that time. It's that week. It's the extravaganza. It's the real ultimate thrill ride. It's the real granddaddy of them all. It's the real mecca of live sports and entertainment. It really is the hypest live event of the year. We really need to talk about Southpaw Regional Wrestling's Lethal Leap Year.
Yo, I still haven't checked it out, and people keep telling me that it's amazing. I gotta check it out.
Oh my gosh, yo, son, this doesn't spoil anything if you haven't watched it or you don't know what I'm talking about. So, Southpaw Regional Wrestling is a spoof that WWE superstars, not necessarily the company, but WWE superstars kind of created. I think it's pretty much it would be the equivalent of. It's the equivalent of, let's just say, some people from Saturday Night Live, random writers and some of the cast decided to do a web series on their own that had nothing to do with Saturday Night Live. That's pretty much what Southpaw Regional Wrestling is. It's really some of the most random WWE superstars you could put together. I think because they all live in Florida.
Yeah.
Just had a couple of off days. So they're shooting this old school 70s, 80s, WCCW style promotion. And it is hilarious. It's weird, but in a really, really, really good way. So it's WWE superstars that are clearly just messing around, but it's not WWE at all. But it has WWE's budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it is pretty good. Remember the name, the superstar Pelvis Wesley. Just remember it. I'm not spoiling nothing.
All right, I gotta check it out now because I've been seeing people going crazy for it online. I've had a couple of friends ask me about it, and I've been swamped with other stuff, so I haven't gotten a chance to check it out yet. But I definitely will because I am a big fan of weird, absurd comedy like that. So I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, and it's only 5 episodes. Each episode is 6 to 8 minutes each.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's all continuous.
Yeah.
But all builds. So it's all a build to their event, Lethal Leap Year.
I already love the name. Now I want an actual pay-per-view called Lethal Leap Year, and they better do. When's the next leap year? 2020. So I better see that in 2020. WWE Lethal
I'm
Leap
telling you,
Year.
man, like it's. And that's all I'm saying. Shout out to Luke Gallows. I'm going to leave it at that, man. Shout out to Luke Gallows. That's all I'm saying, man. Wow.
I've seen people say he's like the star of the whole thing, and
like he gets it. So, like he's not just there like putting on a wig and like putting on an accent and messing around. Like he gets it. Like he's completely in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I think I think the club could be so much more, because I think Gallows has, because people forget Gallows was a Festus at one time in the WWE. He can really like play a character and go all in on it and have you believing it. So I think him and Anderson can be very entertaining when they let them be. So hopefully that will be a springboard to WWE, letting them be a little bit more comedic and be themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Like I can't say any more about it, but it's because we've been waiting for WWE to do something. Well, it's not even WWE. It's just the dudes. It's just random dudes messing around. But because we had high hopes for Camp WWE.
Yeah.
And you and I have differing opinions on Edge and Christian's show. I think that show was too insider and too Canadian.
It got better to me. Like the first 3 episodes, yeah, I definitely understood your point. It was a little bit too weird and a little bit too insidery and just all over the place. But by the 4th or 5th episode, once they got their groove, it was perfect. Like I thought that they really started to blend it well. It got that's why I said watch it till the end, because I think it gets better near the end.
I'm telling you, man, Southpaw Regional Wrestling is going to top it. I am telling you.
All right, I'm going to check it out. That's going to be added to the queue tonight. I'm going to try and watch it tonight or tomorrow before I check out the Hall of Fame. Catch up on some Southpaw.
I'm telling you, man. But yeah, but my bad. The real shows. I just had to shout that out.
So from Southpaw to just some quick thoughts on the NXT Orlando show that's coming up. We got a couple of pretty good matches. We got the rematch of Shinsuke against Bobby Roode for the title. We got Asuka against Ember Moon. The triple threat for the tag titles with the Revival, DIY, and Authors of Pain. And then also there's Andrade Cien Almas against Aleister Black, the dude that was Tommy End on the Indies, and they got a 8-person intergender tag match that has Roderick Strong and Noe Jose and the guys, the people from Sandy and all that. So what are your general thoughts? We won't go match for match, but just general thoughts on NXT Orlando.
My whole thing is, I think, yeah, they stacked the card, but I really feel like because that's where NXT is anyway, I feel like the Orlando crowd will really play a huge role. I really think they'll show out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a very big show for them. I don't think it's their best card ever, top to bottom, but I think it'll be a memorable event just because of the crowd, because that's their home field. A lot of those guys and performers, they live in Orlando now, so a lot of their friends and family from the local area will come and see them. The crowd is familiar with the product because they run a lot of shows in Florida, so I think it'll definitely be a rowdy crowd and will be a fun event.
Yeah, and both main roster tag divisions are struggling, so I really want this to be the Revival's on song and just call them up, man.
Yeah, it's time. The Revival are just they're perfect old school tag team wrestling. They instantly will make any division better, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. And I'm thinking this might be the swan song in NXT for Shinsuke, maybe Asuka if they decide to bring her up. So it'll be interesting how they book those 2 matches to see if they get to keep their championships or regain the championships, or if they're going to go out on the losing end and go up to the main roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. But we'll see, man. Plus, you never know what, man. There's also the Raw after Mania too. It's just
yeah.
so many things are going to go down in a matter of days. And it's just like,
Exactly.
man.
That's why WrestleMania week it's the best, man. Like even if people say it's lost some of its allure, it still gets me giddy like a kid. Especially now that there's so many events, like because they had the NXT show, they had the Hall of Fame, they got the Raw after WrestleMania, which is like a damn pay-per-view onto itself because it's so major. So I think like the next couple of days are going to be really entertaining.
No, I mean, I'll admit, I really wasn't that hype at all until it finally got to this week, and they ended each Raw and SmackDown with finally previewing the entire card.
Yes, oh God.
With the graphics and everything, and the music and everything. Like I'm like, okay, like finally I get it.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between, all right, just thrown together last second, we got a triple threat for the WWE Tag Team match. Yeah. There's a difference between that and saying, all right, and we got a triple threat ladder match. Give me the green light. Like it's different.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with that point. Something that I think the WWE doesn't do often enough that they used to do all the time was hype up the entire card. Like, I don't know what it is lately, and even with the past couple of WrestleManias, it's like they only hype up the big matches, like the top 2 or 3 matches, and and all the other matches just kind of like just get barely mentioned on Raw and SmackDown. But I love what they did this week where they went through the entire card, and like after you're seeing each match go by, you go, wow, and you go, wow, this might actually be a good event because they laid the whole thing out. And even though it might not be the card of your dreams, once you look at all these matches that they have, because they have 13 matches in total, and you're like, if even half of those matches deliver, that is going to be a great show.
Right, and real quick, it's not the best. It's not, out of all the WrestleMania songs, it's not the best.
No.
I mean, it's still better than WrestleMania. Just like that. All right, it's better than that.
Yes.
But we got to keep in mind, it's Florida.
Yeah.
It makes sense to have Pitbull and Flo Rida.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I'm not a fan of either one, but I'm not mad at the song choice because it's a decent song. And like you said, they are in Florida, and Flo Rida and Pitbull are from there, and I think it'll really gel with the crowd. And like and they're going to perform there also, and I think they'll actually get a good reception since they're hometown guys. Like because shoot, we went to WrestleMania 29, and Diddy got a good response, and I wasn't expecting that. So I think those guys will get a good response there.
Yeah, and also, come on, Stephen Marley, dog. Come on, Jamaican. Come on, man.
Yes.
It's Jamaican too.
Yes, exactly. So it's like it'll be a true Jamaican event with Stephen Marley joining them also.
And come on, if we have listeners that don't know anything about Bob Marley and the Marleys, come on, man. Like I can't help you, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's you like if you don't know anything about like Bob Marley or anything, just at least like look at the performance on Sunday and check out Stephen Marley because obviously not like his dad, but still a good performer.
Right, and whoever Lunch Money Lewis is, hey, I ain't mad at you, bro.
Exactly.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, get that money. Like it's like I'll never be mad at a man getting his money.
That lunch money, you dig?
Yeah, that lunch money, exactly. Perfect. So let's start breaking down this WrestleMania card, the Ultimate Thrill Ride, which I saw pictures of the set earlier. They are building an actual roller coaster set, which is amazing. So I like at first the whole Ultimate Thrill Ride tag I wasn't feeling, but if it pays off with having a roller coaster as the set, I am all for it.
It's with actually having a ride that's thrilling, yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's perfect. So let's get into these matches for WrestleMania 33. We'll start off with the kickoff show matches. So the first one is Alexa Bliss defending her SmackDown Women's title against Natalya. Who else we got? We got Natalya. We got Naomi, who just returned this week. We got Carmella. We got, Nikki Bella's in the other match. Bunch of women. Let's just say that. So 6 women, and it's a 6-pack challenge for the SmackDown Women's title. So what are your thoughts on this match?
All right, well, I think it's just cool for Naomi to be back.
Yeah.
And it's her hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how favored she is. I mean, it would look like it would be the obvious win for her, but it's also the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Natalya deserves a moment, but they're not on the main show.
Yeah.
So I really feel like, okay, Alexa Bliss, good job. We had to call an audible. Great job filling in for Naomi, and we can go with our original plan from 3 months ago.
Yeah. I agree. I think there's only three real viable options in this match, and that's either Alexa Bliss retains, so that they're trying to like really solidify her as the standard bearer for the women's division there, or Becky Lynch, just because she's still the most popular woman on SmackDown, and they might just want to give it to her to kind of solidify her status as the top dog in the women's division there, or Naomi, which would make the most logistical sense because they are in Orlando, but WWE has been known to kind of screw over the hometown heroes for storyline purposes. So, but those are the only three. I don't think Carmella, Natalia, or anyone else has a real shot in that match.
No, Natalia's there for legitimacy. Carmella's there to moonwalk.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, Naomi might not even be completely healthy, but...
Yeah, I don't know. She looked pretty good on us because I thought the same thing. I thought they might just be bringing her back early just to give her that WrestleMania moment, but she was moving around really well. She didn't look like lethargic or kind of out of it the way that Seth Rollins has been doing it for storyline purposes. I don't know if he's like actually hurt or if he's just doing a really good sell job, but like with Naomi, she looked good. I think she's if not 100%, very close to it.
Like I said, it's the pre-show though, so I feel like they have to get the crowd as hype.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they'll do well before. They had a 6-pack challenge before for the women's title when they first had the first SmackDown pay-per-view last year, and it was a pretty good match. So like if they match that quality, I think the crowd will be entertained.
All right, so you're picking Alexa, I'm picking Naomi. Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, I'm going with Naomi. I'll go with Naomi too, because I think that ultimately the WWE will go with what the original plan was in the first place, which was Naomi retaining in her hometown. But in this case, she'll get it since she had to give it up.
All right, if Naomi loses, you know why? Because we both picked them. When we both agree, that's usually not good. That's
exactly.
Not good.
Yeah, it's not good when we agree on something. That usually means it's not going to happen.
Right.
So, and then so for the next match on the pre-show, we have Neville versus Austin Aries for the cruiserweight title. So in that match, who you think is coming out on top?
First of all, I've never seen a body fluctuate on a smaller guy as much as Austin Aries.
Why you say that? You think that his body's just like looking like weird or just different?
Because he tried to be ripped in TNA.
Yeah.
When he first got to NXT.
Mm-hmm.
He is just not.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll tell you this, he is good on the mic. He's one of those guys where if he was actually a big dude, he'd actually be a bigger star.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think it's his size that holds him back, especially in the realm of WWE. Like, he's going to probably be stuck in the cruiserweight division for the foreseeable future. But the bright side of that is that he comes across as a megastar, and I think that helps bolster the legitimacy of the cruiserweight division.
So I think this is the best position that Neville has been in. He's been misused this entire time. This is actually a perfect fit for him. He's saving and elevating the division. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when you look at
everybody has to catch up to him, so I think this is his reward. I mean, I would prefer this match be on the main show.
Yeah, me
personally. Because you know me, I've been dogging this cruiserweight division for this whole time. And it has nothing to do with the actual cruiserweight wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's just the way that they've been treated and showcased.
Exactly.
So it got WWE'd like we feared.
Yep.
They're not going to be. They weren't little guys doing spot fest. How they wrestle now, the style that resembles nothing of the CWC. So I think Neville is the great save.
Yeah.
And I think Neville is a guy that if I really want to look at it like it's its own division, I feel like Neville is like a guy that all those guys would be as a leader or a captain, and I really feel like Neville deserves some shine. So I got Neville.
Yeah, like so for this one we'll disagree because I'm going to go with Austin Aries here because I think if Neville wins here it maybe takes down the luster of Austin Aries a bit because Neville's whole claim is that he's the king, he's the best in the cruiserweight division, nobody could beat him, and he's ran through literally everybody on the roster in the cruiserweight division. So I think that Austin Aries will get the win here to kind of continue their feud for at least another month going forward, and maybe Neville gets it back down the line. But I think that Austin Aries gets the win here to kind of continue their feud.
Okay, that works. Or he could be this year's Zack Ryder and just give it up give the title back to Neville the next night,
Yeah, exactly. Or they could do something like that. I just think that they have to show that like Neville is beatable, and then he'll eventually gain it back, because I think he's still clearly the star of the division, and having the belt on him is still the best way to go. But like if he just beats everyone continuously and never has any opposition, then it could wind up getting boring. So I think they'll give Austin Aries the win here.
Yeah, all right. We shall see. All right, so we're disagreeing on that.
Yeah, and then for the last show, the last match on the kickoff show, that's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So we got a couple of announced competitors like Big Show, Braun Strowman, Apollo Crews, Dolph Ziggler, some other folks. So out of all the participants announced or maybe not announced for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, who do you think's coming out on top?
This one is actually tough for me because I feel like, I feel bad that it's not on the main show.
Yeah.
Number two, a lot of those guys got thrown in last second. So, I feel like Big Show deserves a reward for getting in the best shape of his life to get ready for a match with Shaq that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But then, on the same token, Strowman does not benefit from not winning.
Mm-hmm.
So, that tells me that neither of them are going to win.
Yeah.
So, that leaves it open. So, I'm going to go somebody who needs the rub.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Like a 24-year-old virgin. You got to start somewhere. What? I'm going to go with Apollo Crews, man.
Oh, okay. That's an outside the box choice. I like that.
Yeah.
Again, but he definitely needs it. I think if he won this, especially with the favorites being Big Show and Braun Strowman, he's able to not only win, but if he say eliminated one of them, that would be a huge and ultimate, definitely propel him to be considered legitimate, because I think he needs it more than pretty much anyone on either Raw or SmackDown, because he's been grossly misused, and I think he can be a big star if they start utilizing him right. So maybe this is the first step to that.
Right, he'll either be the very first one eliminated or it's like one or the other.
Exactly. So I for the longest I was 100% convinced that Braun Strowman's going to win it. I still think that he might ultimately win it, because I think WWE has big plans for him. But thinking about it, I think that maybe ultimately I might go with Samoa Joe winning it. He hasn't even been announced as a participant for it, which just seems weird to me, because I'm just literally everybody else on both rosters are either in a match already or on or in the Battle Royal, except for Samoa Joe. So I feel like they did that on purpose. They'll have everyone in the ring, and then it looks like the match is about to start, and then Joe comes down and dominates and wins it, because I think they have big things in mind for Joe, and they probably will have Strowman and Show eliminate each other or something like that to continue their feud for maybe another month, and kind of reward Show with a big feud at the next pay-per-view, since he did get in incredible shape for the match that didn't happen with Shaq. So I'm going to go with Samoa Joe.
All right. To me, battle royals are a great way for big guys to lose without losing.
Yeah.
I feel like Zayn will eliminate Joe.
Oh, okay. That would be good. Continue their feud. But yeah, I just think that they're kind of telegraphing it too much that Braun Strowman's going to win. So that's why I think they'll go with somebody else. And out of the people left, I would go with Joe. But I like your pick of Apollo Crews. That would be really out of the box. That would match up kind of with when Zack Ryder won last year, how it was a great moment because it was so unexpected. So I would like to see something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So now on to the main show for the WrestleMania 33. The first match we have is a triple threat for the tag titles that was just for the Raw tag titles that was just confirmed to be a ladder match on SmackDown a couple nights ago. So that's Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Club, against Enzo and Cass and Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw tag titles in a ladder match. So who do you got coming out on top on this one?
Yeah, Enzo and Cass. I think that's the whole reason why they put the ladder in it.
Yeah, I agree. Once they put the ladder match stipulation, I felt that it was for two reasons. A, because they want to have another kind of big, spot fest match that will get the crowd going. I can see this match opening up the main WrestleMania card. And also, I think it's a way to get Enzo and Cass the titles without actually beating the club. So that way they have a gripe saying that they never, got pinned or whatever, and then kind of continue a feud between the club and Enzo and Cass. So, yeah, I agree. I think Enzo and Cass are going to win it.
Right, and Enzo still can't. He still doesn't believably look like he can beat anybody. So this is a way around that.
Yeah.
Big pop. Plus, it freshens their act.
Yep.
And they've been healthy all year.
Mm-hmm.
They debuted.
Yep.
Yeah, it saves the other two teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good. I think it's time. I think it's time for them to have a crack at it because New Day is not getting it back.
No, I still don't know what the hell they're doing with New Day, the host of WrestleMania. It's like either they're going to break them up or they must have something completely out of the box that I can't think of because, they were the hottest act on Raw for like almost 2 years. And for them to be relegated to host instead of actually having a match seems just like weird and like they don't really have any plans. So I think that it's just a matter of time until the New Day break up, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, free Big E. All right, next.
So next up, we have Dean Ambrose against Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental title. So who do you have coming out in that one?
I got Dean Ambrose because I feel like Baron Corbin is being rewarded just by having a match in the main show.
Yeah.
Way to be you're still not all the way there, but you are improving. We do dig you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is just cool this is a cool way for Baron to to build and not lose too much face. And come on, Dean Ambrose, if he loses in WrestleMania after all that he's been given, then this dude's career is just falling off a cliff. Like he's just asking for another most whack year jammy.
So I completely get what you're saying there. I'm going with Baron Corbin. I think that they might give it to him just to kind of legitimize him and continue a feud with Ambrose. And I feel like they might slowly transition Ambrose into the main event scene again, like to either because he never really finished that mini feud that he had with Miz, and also if Wyatt or Randy come out on top at WrestleMania, he could also feud with them. He could feud with AJ. So I think that they might use this as a way to transition and make Corbin more legitimate by having a title, but also move Ambrose back into the main event scene because especially since Cena is probably going to be taking some time off after WrestleMania, like they need Ambrose in that main event slot again. So I think that Corbin will ultimately get the win to legitimize him, and then that transition Ambrose back into the main event scene.
All right, so we're disagreeing on that one too. All right.
So yeah, this is good. Like, because sometimes we agree too much. So now we have discourse. This is good. So next up, we got Jericho against Owens for the United States title.
Owens.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think Jericho's going away to go tour with Fozzy. Doesn't make any sense for him to win. The win will legitimize Owens even further. So yeah, Owens, definitely.
Yeah, Jericho just gets who he is and what his place is. Like he's set. He's at peace. Like he's just having fun.
Yeah, exactly. He's good to go. He's made. Like the thing with Jericho is that up to a couple of years ago, he was already a first ballot Hall of Famer, but now he's like, with the work he's done the last few years, he has a legitimate claim for one of the best ever, not just like Hall of Fame worthy. We already knew he was that, but now I think, legitimate claims could be made for him being a top 10 of all time.
Hey man, it's KO's time. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, definitely. So next up, we have the Raw Women's title match. It's a four-way elimination match between Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax. So who do you think is coming out on top in this one?
Well, okay. I feel like Nia's not going to win because I don't even think she's going to be involved in the decision. So I feel like she's not going to be the one who pins anyone or gets pinned.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're going to turn Sasha heel, now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley won on Raw, so that means she's not winning. That narrows it down to Charlotte and Sasha. And I'm going to go. I think like Charlotte has just become the female Cena. I just think when in doubt, and if you want to look legit, like it just feels right, or feels, I don't know, normal for Charlotte to have the belt, and it feels weird when she doesn't have it for too long. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go Sasha costing Bayley so Charlotte wins.
Yeah, I'm going with the same exact thing, because at first I thought it would be Sasha, and like, you know, she'd screw over Bayley somehow to, like, you know, make sure she got the title, and that would be the heel turn. But I think the more effective heel turn would be if, like, Bayley eliminates Sasha, like, you know, because all is fair, and then that just, you know, pisses Sasha off, and then she comes back and screws Bayley over so that Charlotte winds up getting it, and then that can transition to Bayley and Sasha having a feud without the title, just like kind of a feud based on betrayed friendship, and Charlotte can move on to another challenger, like, you know, which will be good for her. And like, you know, whether you want to bring Asuka up or you want to have her against like Emma, who's like, you know, returning pretty soon, like I think either of those scenarios would be good. But yeah, ultimately I think it'll be Charlotte, and after Sasha screws over Bayley. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, Bayley's about to get sheathered.
Yeah, exactly. So next up, we got the intergender tag match between John Cena and Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice. So who do you got coming out on top in this one?
Yeah, this is what I almost gave away in the last podcast. So here, to me, I feel like the real winner of this match is going to be Love. Because I feel like on the grandest stage of them all, I feel like Cena's going to propose.
Yeah.
I think there's no way he would take all these shots.
No way.
If he wasn't going to just up and propose, man. Because Miz and Maurice has been hitting them with the realness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They've been on the side of right this entire feud. So I mean, the last SmackDown, you know, Cena got it off.
Yeah, he came with the fire.
Cena got some things off in there while Nikki would just sat there and smiled.
Yes.
And said nothing until the end.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think, Cena proposes and then they ride off.
Yeah, I agree. So do you think that they also win the match before Cena proposes?
Yeah. Because I mean, the only way they would do something like that is if Nikki cost them the match.
Yeah.
And then Nikki is just like, oh my God, I'm sorry I let my man down.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, no, you didn't, girl.
Real smooth 80s R&B like.
Right, girl.
Yeah, like I actually I think
Traditions pulls a ring out of his headband that he wears around his biceps because it's biceps.
that would be amazing. Actually, I would probably mark out for that one. Like that Cena could just pretty much put anything in those armbands that he puts on there. That would be pretty great. So, but I actually think Miz and Maurice are going to win the match, like, you know, through hook or crook somehow, because like their whole thing has been like, you know, that John only cares about his career. He doesn't care about Nikki. So I think this would be a good way to show he lost the match. He's like, you know, at his lowest, but he has his woman. So who cares if he loses? And I think that would, you know, kind of similar in the vein of, you know, Macho Man and Elizabeth, where, you know, he at the time supposedly lost his career, but because he got Elizabeth back, he really didn't give a damn. So I think, and then that way it'll bolster up Miz, because he'll have, you know, a victory over John Cena to brag about. And then, but, you know, Cena still gets the happy ending because he, you know, proposes to his girl. She says yes, and they have their nice WrestleMania moment.
Right, which is still crap and flawed logic. I'll tell you why. Number one, he has Nikki either way. I think we've all seen for years that Nikki will put up with it and will just wait and will go through anything. So he has Nikki win or lose anyway.
Of course.
And like so that's number one. Number two, I call it the Hitch theory, man. I still love Hitch, but it has like this. But what everybody considers a happy ending is a serious dusty He confessed his love and got her, but yeah, he got hit by a car, and he lost his career after she snitched on him anyway. So it was like, was it really worth it?
Of course, man. It's all worth it for love.
Really? Nah, man, chill. Like, did you see? He was living large, dude. He was living a dream life, a dream career. Did you see the size of his apartment? For a living, he hooked dudes up with the loves of their lives. You think of a better career than that?
I mean, that's true, but who knows? Maybe he got into an even more lucrative career afterwards.
How? What?
I don't know, but this is why they have to have a Hitch 2. I've been saying we need a Hitch 2.
But still, man, come on, man. It's not worth it, man. It's only worth it for Ryan Gosling. Come on, man. Like, oh, I lost everything that I built on my own. The most original, unique career of all time. It's so unique that it got Will Smith to be the first black lead in a major mainstream rom-com in a major release in theaters. All to lose it because your girl snitched, and she snitched wrongly because she was misinformed. No, son, yeah. Nah. Like if Hitch was doing some shady stuff, then okay, fine. But no.
So that's your main issue with Hitch, the ending.
Yes.
Oh man.
Come on, man. Like, I'm not wrong. My logic makes sense. There's no holes in my logic.
I mean, you do have a point. You do make a very good point. Like, but with romantic comedies, it's always supposed to, the whole purpose is supposed to be that love conquers all. So, like, a lot of these romantic comedies, you'll see somebody and, like, every other facet of their life is great, except the fact that they don't have, someone to love, and they're miserable in that area. So, and it's like with Hitch, it was like always like he was setting up people and doing all this because he loved, and he made a profit off of it, but he wanted to set people up with the love of their life, but he was missing the love of his life.
But was he really, though? You saw his life before she got there.
Yeah, but that was monetary. That was just money. But he was empty inside until he met her.
He had all the answers. He had all the basic principles.
No, but he even said it. Like, there's even parts in it where, like, he's being all confessional and deep about, like, how he like, is just, like, surrounded by people, like, with love, but he doesn't have love himself.
Come on, man. You know what they say, man. You know what they say, all right? You'll lose money chasing women. Lose women chasing money.
I mean, that's true, but it's like, but are they the right women? It's like, okay, you get more women because you have money, but what if they're just like vapid, uninteresting, boring women that just look good but don't have anything that holds your interest? Like, when you're like, in your 20s and 30s and maybe even 40s, that's cool. But after a while, you're just like, I'm bored. You need
a woman that's going to be down with what you do and be supportive. You're not trying to have a woman that's going to derail your whole thing. When you are self-made, and you are self-made to that degree, that is you. That is all you, dog. And to the flip on it, that's what single successful women say all the time.
We're going deep into your psyche today. Like, we're seeing what really sets you off today.
Like, like women, especially in a city like New York, they say it all the time. But they say you can't have your dream job, dream man, and dream apartment at the same time.
Yeah.
You gotta sacrifice one of them.
Yeah.
All right, so especially to these women that are just self-made and just overcame, started from the bottom, now they're there. They are not giving up what they are and their status and their livelihood for no man. So why can't the reverse be true?
Well, I mean, that's true. I get your point there. I just think that with some people, not all people, like I think in Hitch's case, he's one of those people that it was beneficial for because he needed love more than he needed the other stuff. But for some people, they need the other stuff more than they need love.
But did he really need the love? He was doing just fine.
No, but what's he really?
He was doing fine. But what's he? Everyone else I know.
But what's he really? Like any time that he was by him, like when in the movie when he's like by himself while like Kevin James is off having a great time or whatever, and they zoom in on him and they play the sad music, it's to signify that he's dead inside. It's like, oh yay, I have money. Oh yay, I set people up. But what about me? What about Hitch?
First of all, you really want to know why? Another reason, like, because they cut this out. But remember, Hitch had a sister.
Yeah.
Right. And you know who married his sister? Michael Rappaport. Come on, man. And that's your example of being married and what I should be striving for? Nah. No, son. Come on, man. Michael Rappaport married into his family, son. Chill. That's what marriage does? Nah.
I think you completely mistook the whole message of Hitch. I think you saw that Hitch had a dope ass apartment and a lucrative career, and he could pretty much get any woman he wanted. And you said that's it. That's the life. But maybe that's not the life for Hitch. Maybe Hitch didn't want that life.
Hitch was my ideal personal hero. Then he got soft.
So basically, you want to be Hitch before he found love.
WFT.
So that's the goal. We have to make sure that you become Hitch before he became a sucker for love.
Yo, look at George Clooney, man. You saw George Clooney didn't settle down until he found a woman that was smarter than him, as successful, if not more successful than him, on a different level, in a different industry. He wasn't sacrificing his stuff for no woman.
But that's George Clooney. Like, everybody's different. Some people they go in opposite directions. Some people they
she snitched on him. Doing anything dirty. She snitched on him. Ruined his career. Changed his whole life up.
Some people they find love first and then they do it. Like Denzel and his wife have been married forever. When Denzel was like still like a struggling actor that like was not a household name, and she got to witness all that. He got to be with her while he went from a nobody actor to one of the biggest movie stars in the world. But then like for someone like George Clooney, it was like, I want to focus on my career first, make sure that I'm 100% happy with that, and then think about settling down with a woman. That's what I'm saying. It's different things, man. Like, cause like even in real life, I know people that like, have great careers and, whatever. And I talk to them and they just say that they just want somebody. They want someone they could settle down with and whatever. Cause they're just not happy. They're not happy because they don't have somebody to go home to. They don't have someone that they can confide in. So even though they have a great career and they're making tons of money, they're not happy. And then on the other end of it, I know people who have great relationships, but they're not happy because they don't have the money they want to. So it's all subjective.
Yeah, but Hitch had plenty women to go home to. Did you see how Paula Patton was just a throwaway in the bar?
But that's the point. The point is that they're like, listen, especially because we live in New York City, there's literally millions of beautiful women. Like, you will have no shortage of beautiful women in New York. But how many of them are interesting? How many of them do you actually want to keep around? And that's the thing. It's like, okay, you can, hook up with all these women and whatever. But then after a while, when does that get boring?
See, you don't get it, man. You got lucky, married your high school sweetheart, skipped 2 grades. And then y'all made children together. Like, you're just like a happy marital bliss. You're like on cloud 11.
No, but I understand the people on the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, I can understand the people who don't want to settle down now and who want the money and to play the field first. I get it. I 100% get it. I lucked out because I found the love of my life when I was a teenager, and she happened to be my best friend and whatever. But I say this all the time. If I'd never met her or whatever, I would probably be Hitch. I would have just focused 100% on a career. I would have tried my best to just be rich and to sleep with a million women, and I would have probably been miserable in my personal life, but I would have been very happy in my professional life. But that's just what it is. It's like sometimes you get lucky and you find the right one early. Sometimes you don't find them till later. But we got into very deep stuff because of Hitch. Like, Hitch is the movie that keeps giving.
I know, man, but you ain't got your feet in these streets. Streets of life, man. Like, I know how it is.
I know you are in these streets. I was saying
the New York City dream.
Yeah, I was saying the other day, like, I would not survive in this current climate of dating. I wouldn't even know what to do.
And also think about it. This is something separate for everybody to think about. Think about your favorite TV couple or your favorite happy ending from a rom-com. Let's be really realistic and real logistical. How many of those couples really stayed together after that movie ended? You notice how there's damn near no sequels?
Yeah, I mean that's true. I always said that they should follow up with like the Disney princesses and stuff, like when they find their man at the end, like go like 5 years later. I'd just be curious to see if they're still together, or if it was just like, yeah, you kissed me and brought me back to life, but what have you done for me lately?
Like, yo, come on. Once Beauty is with the Beast, is that Beast money, she's really going to be exposed to other options. You really think she's going to stay with the Beast? Yo, let's be real.
Oh man, we got into some deep stuff here, man. Like see John Cena and Nikki Bella, they bring the relationship talk.
See, we're going to go. I'll school you on a separate podcast what these streets are really like, man.
All right, we're gonna have to do a podcast of married versus single in this day and age, and go through the pros and cons of each.
Exactly, man. I mean, and it's really, and hey, comment on our YouTube page. You really think love is worth losing everything you built up yourself and losing your actual damn self?
That's actually, yeah, definitely do that, listeners out there. Like I'd be very interested to see what people say. Is building up your career and maintaining it more important than love? Like, oh, would you give up like your career and like everything you worked hard for if you found the love of your life? Would it be worth it?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like as Jay-Z says, yeah, forget dudes, girls too. All I got is this money.
But then he married Beyonce.
Yeah.
But don't you see? He married Beyonce. Don't listen to Jay-Z. He married a beautiful woman with millions of dollars, more money than him. He won.
Of course he won. Of course he won. You really think Drake is looking for love, even though he sings about love? No.
Oh, Drake's definitely looking for love. Drake is an emotional Drake. But pretty much what Drake is waiting for is for the day that Rihanna settles down. That's what Drake is waiting for. Drake is so obsessed with Rihanna, he would have probably married her 5 times already if he could. But Rihanna is too wild. She don't want to settle down. She wants to play the field and whatever. So Drake is just waiting for that day when he gets that call from Rihanna, and she's like, "All right, Aubrey. I'm ready," and he's gonna put a ring on that finger so fast. He like that. That's all Drake's waiting for. Drake been in love with Rihanna since he was like 15 years old.
Nah, Drake is waiting in line behind me at the 6th train on 33rd Park Avenue South.
Word, it's down to you and Drake for Rihanna's heart.
I've been waiting for her to come back off that train for damn near a calendar year.
Just been waiting at the station at the same time. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Basic principles.
So from John Cena and Nikki Bella teaching us life lessons when it comes to love. The next matchup is Shane McMahon against AJ Styles in a battle of pride, pretty much. So who do you have coming out on top in this contest?
Oh, AJ's winning, man. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a no-brainer. I would like to think that not even a thought went into the idea of Shane winning, because that would just be ridiculous. Like, I think the main thing we're hoping for here is just a good match between the two, which I think they can deliver, because AJ is AJ, and Shane can get busy when he's in there with the right dance partner. So I think AJ on top. Hopefully, it's a good match.
Yeah, and AJ's gonna carry it. It's kind of like that really, really good musical play when it's not really one of the main. It's not really one of the main characters, but you have like a favorite song.
Yeah.
Like AJ Styles is gonna be like the favorite song of the card. He's gonna be like the guy that everybody is gonna be watching the gorilla position. Everybody understands, like, oh man, yo, AJ's good. Like, yo, listen to him. Yo, listen to this part.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be what AJ Styles does. So that's what I think it's gonna be like.
Yeah, definitely. So we both agree on AJ there. Next match is the non-sanctioned match between Triple H and Seth Rollins. So who do you think's coming out on top in this one?
Finn Balor.
Oh. Like, please explain. Please tell us. How do you think Finn Balor gets involved in this?
Because look, I see Triple H grinding Seth into dust.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way for Seth to believably win unless they just gimmick the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I think we've been brainstorming for months about what's the best way to just throw Finn Balor back in the fold, especially since he wasn't on the main roster for that long, which means he's easily forgotten.
Yeah.
Especially on a main event level.
Yeah.
To me, this is the way.
Yeah. Oh, I like that idea for Finn Balor's return very much. I have another idea for
Either that, or Triple H just destroys him, and then Finn comes to avenge him the next night on Raw.
Yeah, I have another idea for Finn that I'm going to say later in the podcast, but I would not be mad at that idea of Triple H pretty much destroying Seth's knee and then Finn coming out to either defend him like after the match and then have a match with Triple H right there on the spot, or come out the next night on Raw and then start a feud with Triple H there. So I think either of those options would be really good to bring Finn back. I think in this match, I think Triple H is going to come out on top, but I think it's going to be a close contest. I don't think he's going to just completely destroy Seth. I think that Seth is going to get his licks in, get a couple of near falls to make it believable, but then ultimately Triple H, being the cerebral assassin, will destroy Seth's knee and then and then get the W in that way. So I think it's going to be Triple H going out on top in this match.
Oh, yeah, and real quick, man, how jealous are you of all his damn midnight workout in his basement videos?
Yes. Oh, God. It's like, that's the dream, man. Like, I always say, like, if I wasn't, if I didn't hate pain so much, I would have become a pro wrestler, because, I mean, it's amazing. Like, that's what I want. That's ultimately why I want to get a house. I just want to be able to go and work out at midnight in my own personal gym if I feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just he has a personal gym. He has a personal trainer.
Yeah.
He has an entire 3-bedroom apartment as his basement.
Yes, exactly. It's insane, and that's what I need. I just need a chef to make my nutritious meals for me, because when it's left to me, I'm just going to order pizza, because I don't care enough to do that meal planning. So I just need to. The goal in life is to just get rich enough to afford a chef and a personal trainer, and be able to retire early so I can watch the network all day, every day. That's the goal.
Yeah, definitely hire a trainer. I go back and forth on the chef, man, because I don't know if I could trust anybody with my Foreman grill.
No, man. I would get a Jamaican chef, a straight up Jamaican chef, not a Jamaican chef, not a chef that took like a couple of classes of Jamaican dishes. I would go to Jamaica, find a really good cook down there, and then just fly them back and give them their own place, to just stay and just cook for me, just good, healthy Jamaican food all day, every day.
He's eating breadfruit.
Yes, just mad breadfruit and guinnep and soursop. And if you people listening don't know what that is, just Google it and go taste it. It's all delicious.
Go smell it somehow. What?
That's what she said. So anyway, but we're going to go on to the next match. It's Undertaker against Roman Reigns. So who do you think's coming out on top in this one?
Here's the thing, right? Not only am I picking Reigns, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would root for Roman Reigns, of all people, to destroy The Undertaker, of all people, at WrestleMania, of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Roman. Oh my Lord, it has alliteration too. Damn.
Yeah, it works perfectly, and I 100% agree with you. Like I love the Undertaker. Undertaker, I think, is the best character ever in wrestling history. Just a phenomenal character, and he's top 5 all time easily. But the right move for this match is for Roman Reigns to destroy The Undertaker. Not just beat him, not just barely squeak by The Undertaker. I mean destroy it. In the beginning of the match, it can be a close match. The Undertaker can get his stuff in, get a couple of near falls, but at the end of it, Roman needs to spear The Undertaker about 5 times and just leave him laying in a heap where he does the stretcher job and everything. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a heel turn, but it just has to be a definitive enough thing that that Roman is the man now, and that if you are going to be a superstar in the WWE, you have to go through him. He's the torchbearer at this point. It has to be, because otherwise, what's the point of this match?
Come on. LeBron wore your shirt and credited that as the beginning for the greatest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals, and then you came down in full costume and full garb, waited in front of the locker room for 2 hours. Like a jackrabbit.
Yes.
And he didn't even come out.
Oh, poor Undertaker. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
You know you've lost the sauce.
Exactly. It's time, because if that was LeBron back in like 2004 and Undertaker came out, LeBron would have been giddy as hell. But 2016 LeBron was like, yeah, all right, he could wait. Nah, I don't feel like. Oh, who, Undertaker, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time? Nah, I'm too busy.
When I was down 3-1 in the NBA Finals.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I like wearing a shirt, but what you mean take 5 minutes out of my precious time, listening to my Beats headphones for the Undertaker? Nah, I don't have the time.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm LeBron James.
I'm LeBron. My time's too valuable for that.
Come on, let me know when Hillbilly Jim's outside.
Exactly. that is a completely different story.
Yeah. Backlog to previous podcast to get the true essence of that one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, now exactly. You have to go back in the archives. You got to do your homework to find out the Hillbilly Jim story. Yeah, so we both agree Roman Reigns should go over, and we have him winning at WrestleMania. So next match is Bray Wyatt against Randy Orton for the WWE title.
I had a whole thing months ago after the Rumble. I really feel like I've never seen any superstar more overdue for a WrestleMania moment of winning the big championship and raising it high above his head in glory than Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like this is for Randy, because Randy got the biggest screw job of all time in WrestleMania 25.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting pretty. I still credit him more than any other opponent of Bryan.
Yeah.
For making him a main eventer and a champion. Oh. And he did the job. Even with Batista coming back, he still agreed to do the job.
Yep.
And go with the change of plans to put Bryan over.
Yep.
So I really feel like this one is for Randy. Like Randy's my sentimental guy for this WrestleMania.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a moment he deserves, because when you think about it, he hasn't really had his greatest WrestleMania moment really is like that pop-up RKO that he gave to Seth Rollins a couple of years back, but he hasn't had like that one definitive victory. I guess the victory he had over Mick Foley and The Rock at WrestleMania 20, but that really was just like leading to other bigger things for him. But I think he needs like that big one defining WrestleMania moment, and this should be it. I think what will happen in the match, I think Luke Harper will get involved, and he'll wind up screwing over Bray to kind of continue a feud with Bray Wyatt, and then that will give Randy, the title, and then that can move him on to a bunch of potential, feuds, whether it be with The Miz or Dean Ambrose or whoever. But I think ultimately Randy comes on top and in a well-deserved victory at the pinnacle of WrestleMania, which is long overdue.
Oh yeah, and quick side note, I don't know if I just didn't pay close enough attention, or maybe it's the recent weight loss, or because he has new hair dye in his beard. Yeah. But Luke Harper can move.
Yeah, yes, Luke Harper has been one
against Bray.
Yes.
Luke was getting it in.
Luke Harper is one of the most underrated and underused guys on SmackDown, and I hope that he has main event talent. I still remember he had a feud with Dolph Ziggler a couple of years ago for the Intercontinental title, and those matches were incredible. For a dude his size, he can move. He has power. He has everything, and he can talk. He can do good promos. I think Luke Harper is the total package. He's a guy to watch in the next year, because if they really come to realize his full potential, he's going to be a megastar for them.
Yeah, he still has the best eyes in the game. He still has the best glare and stare.
Yes, he has the best facial expressions. My wife, my beautiful wife Jen, she always gravitates to people before they become big stars. She was a big fan of Eddie before everyone else hopped on the train. She was a big fan of Benoit before people got on the train. She was a big fan of Cena before people got on the train. And her latest guy is Luke Harper. So if history repeats itself, Luke Harper is going to be a megastar in a year or so.
All right, those are lofty goals to put on the guy.
I know. Only comparing him to three of the biggest names in the history of pro wrestling, but still, I have faith in Luke.
All right.
So from that, we both agree on Randy to the main event, or purported main event of the evening, which will be Goldberg against Brock Lesnar for the Universal title.
I think Goldberg's going to spear and jackhammer him real quick, and it's go 1, 2, and then Brock's going to kick out.
Yeah.
And and then Brock's going to hulk up.
Yeah.
And then Brock is going to just decimate Goldberg into decimals.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think that's how it's going to go. I think Goldberg's going to do his greatest hits, which he's been doing the last couple of months, which is spare jackhammer at 1-2, but then Brock kicks out, and then that just like pretty much pisses Brock off that he almost lost again, and then he goes into full UFC crazy beast mode and then destroys Goldberg in a couple of minutes. I think that's the plan of the match, and honestly, it'll be a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
going full. My drug test results haven't come out yet, Mo.
Exactly, like full berserker mode, like roid rage mode. Like I think that's what's going to happen, and then this is where I feel like Finn Balor will show up, because I think that Brock will destroy Goldberg, but I don't think that's a great way to end WrestleMania. I mean, I think it's a decent way, but I think the better way to end WrestleMania would be Brock destroys Goldberg, he's holding the title up, and then Finn Balor comes out and either challenges him on the spot right there for an impromptu match, or they do a nice stare down, which will lead into Raw, and then can start a feud between the two of them, because Finn never lost the Universal title, he had to give it up, so I think that will be a way to bring him back into the fold and instantly make him important by having him feud with Brock Lesnar of all people.
You're going to have it end with a stare down? You're going to have WrestleMania end like an episode of 205 Live?
But it with no, I would prefer them to do an impromptu match. I would prefer that Finn comes out and says he never lost the title and challenge Brock on the spot, and Brock, because he's so feeling good about himself, so he just defeat Goldberg, accepts the challenge, and then Finn wins. I think that would be a good way to end WrestleMania. But that's just my prediction or my hope. The stare down would be secondary if I guess they for some reason thought it would be better to elongate the program. But I think the better way would be to just have Finn come out, have a cool entrance, challenge, win, and now you have a cool unexpected ending to WrestleMania.
That'd be the weirdest WrestleMania ending of all time, where the stare down. Finn comes in, and Finn just gets there, and they don't let Finn talk, so Finn just looks up and Brock and stares, and he just points at the WrestleMania sign.
for WrestleMania 34, and then he just keeps pointing to the sign for the next 52 weeks.
And then everyone's gonna be like, "What?" And then Paul Heyman points at him
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On second thought, maybe the stare down wouldn't be the best option. But I do think that Finn will return on WrestleMania, either like you said in the Triple H Seth Rollins match, or I think after the Goldberg Brock Lesnar match. I don't think they'll hold him off till Raw, because I think they'll have other people to debut on Raw. So I think that maybe Finn returns at WrestleMania to give him that big WrestleMania moment.
And then Heyman, this last row, he tries to freestyle in Yiddish again, and then stops himself in the middle of it, oh man, that was whack.
Word.
He's like, yeah, how about Ali Farouk? Oh no, that didn't work.
Yeah, I saw that how Heyman put the brakes on that one real quick on a Monday night. But yeah, so that is the whole WrestleMania 33 card. It's looking like it's going to be a good event. I know a lot of people aren't hyped up for it as previous years, but when you actually look at the card, on paper, it's not a bad WrestleMania. A lot of these matches, if they deliver, will put on a very entertaining WrestleMania. So what are your overall thoughts on WrestleMania, and do you have any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
I mean, historically, if you're not feeling as hype as you want to be going into the card because you feel a little underwhelmed, then it usually leads to you being pleasantly surprised by the card. So
yeah,
I'm actually cool with my bar not being set too high.
Yeah, I think that's happened before with us twice. For WrestleMania 22, big time, we weren't super hyped about the card because we thought that it looked like okay, and then WrestleMania 22 wound up being one of the better WrestleManias, I think, ever. And we weren't that hyped for WrestleMania 31, and that one also wound up being a very good WrestleMania. So hopefully this one will be in that vein where we're not particularly hyped, but they over-deliver and they give us a very memorable and fun WrestleMania.
Yeah, man. So, as we get closer, I actually am my smile is getting wider.
Yes, exactly. I think we just had to get here. We had to get to WrestleMania week because I was feeling like kind of like about WrestleMania this week. But like you said, once I saw that video, the package of all the matches this past week on Raw and SmackDown, it made me get hyped, and I said, yeah. WrestleMania. This is the time. It only happens once a year. It's Christmas for wrestling fans, so we got to get into it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, any more thoughts before we head out?
One person will not be there. And again, my predictions already come to fruition. I already called Jack Swagger leaving.
Yep.
So according to my sources, Eva Marie is gone. She's done. She ain't coming back.
Yeah, I saw that too, which is crazy because I was not the biggest fan of Eva Marie. Like, she was not very good in the ring, but there is no denying that the woman is gorgeous, and she was a heat magnet. People hated her, so I'm like, why would you just get rid of her and not stick her in a manager role of somebody that you want to be over as a big time heel? She would instantly get them over as one of the biggest heels on whatever show she was on, and she would be great to look at. So I don't know why WWE didn't go in that vein and decided to just get rid of her instead. But I'm not a billionaire like Vince, so I don't get paid for the big decisions. But it's just a little baffling. It's like, why would you release this super hot woman who generates more heat than half your roster?
Right, and I called it, man.
Yeah.
And also, something I forgot to say before. So I don't know if anybody's caught it. We didn't do a good enough job getting people hyped for it. But ESPN 30 for 30 did This Was the XFL.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it yet?
Yeah, I saw it. Did you check it out yet?
Yeah, I mean, I checked it out when it came out, but it came out like over 2 months ago. But I just keep overlooking it. The only main point I want to say, since we're low on time, is that I really feel like that in the documentary, Vince McMahon comes off as very honest and very sympathetic.
Yeah. I thought that it was a really good documentary, and it showed because the XFL is the butt of a lot of jokes nowadays, but it shows that there was a lot of thought that was put into it. It's just that they had bad breaks, man. Like I didn't even realize that story about how one of the games just literally went out on them because of the generator or whatever not powering it up. So they just caught a lot of bad breaks. But I think ultimately it was a good idea. I think that eventually there will be an alternative to the NFL that might be not as successful as the NFL, but some type of success. And I like that it gave credit to the XFL that the NFL stole a lot of its ideas, which made the NFL a little bit more popular, like the camera angles and things of that nature. And it did make Vince come across as a sympathetic figure. He just had an idea. He wanted to try it, and he went for it. And it's like, can you really fault a man for having an idea and going for it? Like, he failed, but it's better to try than to not ever try at all.
Right, and they really detailed his really close friendship with the head of NBC, Dick Ebersol. I really thought it was a very humanizing thing.
Yeah, exactly. And to see them link up together at the end of the show, I thought was a very nice touch. And especially since there had reportedly been some heat between them because of the demise of the XFL and some other things. So it definitely humanized Vince. I think that sometimes people forget that Vince, he might have his qualities that people don't like. They might think that he's too stubborn with changing with the times. But ultimately, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this podcast. We wouldn't be doing a lot of things if it wasn't for Vince. He's the one that created wrestling as we know it today.
Right. And my last one. All right. So you know how the new Fast and Furious is coming out again?
Yeah.
All right. So did you hear how... I can't tell if it's a work, but you know how The Rock and Vin Diesel can't be together? They can't be in the same room anymore, so they're having separate premieres?
Yep.
Yeah, where Rock is at one and Vin's at the other?
Yeah.
You think this beef is real or not?
I think it's real, but I think it was real. I think that it's not, I don't think that they still have beef, or at least not beef to that to that point anymore. But I think that they're kind of playing it up because the movie is literally being built as Rock against Vin Diesel, where Vin Diesel turns his back on his family, and now Rock is kind of the default leader of the team going against Vin Diesel and Charlize Theron. Why they have it like that, I don't know, but I'm sure they'll explain in the movie, hopefully. So I think they're kind of doing that for to hype up the movie, number one, and then number two, who knows if they're trying to set that up for something wrestling related down the line. I don't know, but I think that the main purpose is that they're doing it to hype up the movie and the fact that it's going to be like Rock against Vin Diesel again.
Well, I mean, you can barely think of a better wrestling name than Vin Diesel, but also... So you're basically saying that Vin Diesel is Farouk. Is basically what you're saying.
Exactly. Like Vin Diesel is the Farouk of the Fast and Furious movies, and The Rock is coming to take over because he's not only the leader of the Fast and the Furious, but he's also the ruler of the Fast and the Furious. Yeah. So I think that he's coming to take over and get Vin Diesel out of that seat and take the franchise over for himself.
All right. Well, it's been a long day without you, my friend.
Oh man, now I gotta go watch Furious 7.
You.
So, but yeah, WrestleMania week. We're hyped. We're now hyped. We hope you're hyped. We hope you enjoyed the show. Feel free to comment on the YouTube page. We're in the midst of getting the Instagram page up and running. Once it's up and running, we will announce it. I'll put a link on the description on the YouTube page and also the iTunes page so you can follow it. So any final words before we get out of here, GK?
Nah, man.
All right, so we're all good. WrestleMania week. Be hyped. Once again for GK, this is Julian, and GK, bring us out.
That's right, Red. We make things a guan. Sunday boy. American Alpha. Enjoy WrestleMania, because we out.
Out.